Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hey, what we're going to do today is we're going to go from this to this. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put in all the solar equipment in this little cabinet and how we figure how to do it along with some big ass batteries. Now, this is going to be a longer video because I try to include as much information as I can. But what you can do is go ahead and use the chapters to find out what you want to see. Hopefully you watch it all because there's a lot of things you might miss if you skip through. So I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get on this. Okay guys, what I do suggest is, and this is a pro tip, when you are working with a battery this size, make yourself a boxed one, just to give you measurements so you can use this to find different spots and if it'll fit and any type of bracketing and so forth. But that is just a really great pro tip that I could give you. And it actually, even the smaller batteries are going to be a little heavier, you know, and it doesn't take much to build it out of a box. So anyways, no, I love these 460 amp hour batteries. Hey, okay, you know what I like the most about the LiTime 12 volt 4760 amp hour batteries is, yep, that's right, 2 of them. Now this is a lot of lithium power right here, pal. We're gonna go ahead and double these up to make a 24 volt system. Okay, so what we do is something like that, and then all we do, positive to negative. This will be your positive out, this will be your negative out. What that does is it puts it through 12 volt to 12 volt, makes 24 volts. This is what's going to power up our RV and other things, as you well know. So we hope you stay tuned until we get that taken care of. Okay, making the platforms that they sit on. This is the original platform that was in there. Granted, it didn't need to be any more than this, but because it was just a garment area. But this, you get a 1/2 inch, just regular plywood. Things are kind of just stapled up, a lot of staples. Little cutout for the uprights. And this was actually the front. So that was the front right there. I mean, granted, it didn't need to be any more than that. This is why I'm rebuilding it, making it a lot stronger. It's going to be against the floor. Now, the only reason this box is there is hiding a little bit of plumbing that goes right there. I'll go ahead and hide it again. Now, we've taken all the measurements of the box that we need it sitting on, plus the separator to put the rest of the equipment on, which you'll see here in a little bit. Just a little bit of chew out, so not so bad. Underside is great because that's where the blade is cutting. So plan your pieces out that way. Okay, now that we have the pieces for the pedestal cut out, there's a platform. I think it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put back here a nailer that goes up. Put this back here to give it more strength in the back. Like that. Okay, now just kind of, see, that's kind of nice part with this is it's easy cleanup. Okay, as you can see, this is going to go right here. If that tells you anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this, move it back. Then as you can see, we're going to take it to the edge of the here, so it's going to go against the wall. But now because of this little gidger. I didn't want to cut it off. Then we're gonna have it a lot more upward level, I guess you'd say. It's gonna be off just a hair, so, but not enough to do anything. What that's gonna do is keep more pressure. It'll keep more pressure on the gudger. That's a technical term. Down here, but now it's upright. And yes, you can put your batteries that way. So we'll get the other one over here and we're gonna put that on. Okay, next up, we did get this about 10 inches back. We'll have a little room here to get these wires out. Okay, but next, this is the panel, and we're gonna put that line that we just drew on it right there. Now what we can do, set that like that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out right here to get to the cables. They can come like this and come back in on the blocks. So I'm gonna go ahead, we'll mark out, cut right here. Don't need it in the center, but we will need is a pocket holes. One there, one in the center, and one to match this side. So that way, when we get this in, we can actually screw it into this top right here. That'll help any of the weight and so forth, along with the sides being screwed into the furring strips that are in there. Okay, so we have just about that much room. We'll get that cut out. Now we have our mounting points right here. First I marked out where I need it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I put a 1 5/8" hole right there just to give it the radius, and I'll go ahead and use a jigsaw to cut the rest out on both sides. Next, what I did is I actually rounded it over so it doesn't hit the cables wrong or anything like that, or chafe into them. So let's go ahead and keep going. There you go. Okay, now it's time to get everything kind of laid out on here. We're trying to smoosh in a lot into a little. That's why we're doing a double decker and using the 3-in-1, which is gonna bring in shore power, PV, and it is a charger too. 24-volt, 3000-watt LiTime. We're gonna, this first time using this one. I've used 3-in-1s before. First time using this one. Now I've talked to a number of people that have had them at shows, and they just swear by them. They just, you plug them in and they work, which is kind of what you want. But the thing is, we're going to go ahead and get this laid out exactly where we want, get everything drilled so it's ready to go in, and get our cables made. Oh, and let me give you a piece of advice. Look how flexible it is. Okay, do that and make sure it is solid copper. Okay, not that aluminum clad copper or anything like that. Solid copper. Spend a little extra, get her done. Charge controller here, PV input. Then this is a 24 to 12 volt 70 amp Vitron power reducer. Because I'm going 24 volt here, I got to step it down for all the 12 volt stuff. And then we have our bus bars. As you can see, I've kind of lined out all the copper. And this is my fuse block right here. It has a mega fuse in it that comes off the battery power side, battery plus side, goes through the fuse into the bar. Now on the negative side, I have this, which is a battery shunt, system shunt. It goes from your negative side into this, out from here to the bar. But here on this one, you got a right here. It has where you put a hook this to the power to light it up. Now that's going to go to your actual readout controller, or you could just use this, but that's going to be in a cabinet. So, but now it's just kind of a getting it where you want it, making sure everything's on it that you want it to be, and so we're going to go ahead and keep doing this and kind of setting things, making sure the wires are going to bend right and all that. So you want to get this as clean as possible, make it nice so you don't have to worry about it in the future. Just so we have this laid out and it's kind of exactly where we want it. I'm starting to screw these down, get things made for it. But there are a few things that you're going to need when doing this. Now, the parts is one thing, but the hand tools are another. Trying to cut through these with anything else other than a nice cable cutter like this for the heavy stuff. Now, you have these for the battery terminal crimps. They do make a hydraulic one, which is nice. These have been working for me for, I think I've had these almost 20 years, 25 years maybe. But the hydraulic ones, they have a hammer one. I'm not real keen on the hammer one, but it's whatever you got, whatever you can use, you know, let's make it work. Now this here is a square crimper. It's for making these type of square terminals. And it's to end off your terminals like this, so it has a nice box there to grab onto. Slide this dude in there like that, just crimp down, and it'll put a square on it. These are inexpensive. I'll have links to everything in the description for you, so no worries about that. Some you can just shove the wire in there, what have you. I like having these so it doesn't spread, doesn't come loose. And if it does come loose, it wasn't tightened hard enough. I suggest you don't have to have this as much, but I suggest you do if you're going to deal with any of this. This is a great setup because you're putting your solar panels on the roof. You can cut your solar panel cable, comes with all them for connections, your metal inserts, even wrenches. So these are waterproof, they work great. For what this costs, you're looking at next to nothing. It really is a low cost item. Even if you're doing just one time your own solar setup, it's worth it. It's worth it to have them just in case. And you can use the crimpers on other things too. So, okay, next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of what we're using here and why we're using it. Okay, this is what I use with 10 gauge wire. It's a breaker. So if something happens, it's going to break. You just go ahead and flip that handle back up and it's good to go again. So, but figure out why it's breaking it. Okay, the next is coming in from my solar. Now this is a DC 500 volt solar shutoff. So I like using those. I like using these when the power comes in. I have a way to shut it off if I'm dealing with anything else down here. So you can have your solar system all set up and ready to go and pumping out power. So once you shut that off, you're safe to work on it down here. All right, next up are these bus bars from LiTime. They're 300 amp, 48 up to 48 volts, so you can run 12 to 48, whatever. Has the 4 M8 terminal studs. Now this is really cool. Now these are built pretty good. What you can do is these end pieces just slide right out to get your cables in. Then it will go on like so. That, and I got a black one and a red one for positive and negative. Next up is now this is just a single circuit shutoff. Okay, so I put this here. That's gonna go right there. This is a mega fuse right here that you use, and from your batteries that are coming from here, around here into this. Then it's going to go through the fuse into this. Then it's going to go like this into this. Working in a tight spot, you gotta be creative. Okay, so next up is this one is gonna go to the power over here. Ground is gonna come into this battery shunt. Shunt, S-H-U-N-T. Okay, what this does is run the control panel. So this is going to go through, and this is going to be your battery monitor and tell you where it's at, what you're looking for, what you're doing, how much you're doing it for. Now I'm going to have 2 chargers on this. So you're probably thinking to yourself, where are you going to put the other stuff? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate the LiTime 29.2 40 amp 24 volt charger. What we're going to do is it's going to sit underneath that box area that I'll show you out on the trailer. We're going to put an inlet, outlet, whatever you want to call it, on the outside. This is going to plug into. You know, sometimes you don't have that 30 amp plug-in that you need, but a lot of people have the 15 and 20 amp outlets, okay, that you can use. And what that does, this is a fast charger. So using that, we'll go like this. This is an Anderson connector. That's going to go like that. It'll run underneath the bars. We'll come up and catch these 2. Okay, so now we have a direct battery charge through the system. What we're going to look at next is this. This is the LiTime. Now, I did this as a package, okay? So you only have to go to one place. They have good service. They have fantastic batteries. I've talked to a lot of people that have these, and they're loving it. They're 3-in-1. So what we're going to do is bring the shore power into here. So the cable I have now for shore power is I'm gonna cut it, bring it to here, bring it back out to here. That's already there going into the coach. So I'm gonna utilize the wiring that's already on the coach or trailer, however you want to call it. Okay, then this is your PV input. Now all the stuff they give you another fuse that would go in here if it ever blew. So be careful with this. That's want to keep a hold of that. This is anchors for brick walls and so forth. You don't need these for this, but they give them to you. So they give you all kinds of connectors that you can use. These are made for going into this here, okay? Okay, so how these work is you have a screw down in here, and then they come out like that. And then like this one's tight. And all you do is tighten it down. And it's tight. And these are going to go to the battery. Now this is a control panel for the LiTime. I always say Li because I'm thinking lithium. So I'm going to go with LiTime. Now, like I said, this is a 24 volt, 3000 watt inverter, solar inverter charger. It's a 3x1, okay? This does a lot of things. It comes with an MPPT controller that max input is 150 volts at 1600 watts. That's what we're going to put on the trailer actually. So if you need more, you can actually add a smaller box for more panels and so forth, and just time into your bus bars. Max current charge is 60 amp. So it's only the max current is going to go to the batteries for 60 amps. It has AC input voltage 110, which is from the grid and bypass through, which is a maximum charge of 50 amps. It'll decide on how to charge and so forth. So it does it all for you. We're going to go ahead and continue on getting everything all set, and we'll go from there. Now, if you're wondering about 24 volt, by the way, real quick, 24 volt to 12 volt. People get mixed up with this and get kind of intimidated. 24 volt is what that's going to do is you can run more voltage through with less wire. You don't have to have the real honking wires to go on here running a 24 volt. 48 volt, I think if you're doing a house, I think that should be the only thing you use for a house, is 48 volt. My opinion, again, there's nothing to be intimidated on at all having a 24 volt system. More companies are making a lot of 24 volt stuff that's actually cheaper than the 12 volt stuff. You know, take that for what that is. So there is no need to be intimidated by this at all. Really. Okay, so now that we have a 24 volt system, this is not anything other than a battery shunt. Doesn't need 24 volt. This isn't 24 volt. They're all voltage. I mean, when it comes down. So it doesn't matter about a lot of the components that you're going to be putting on that are 24 volt. Now I did buy 24 volt solar panels that are bifacial, and that's for another video, but so they actually put out more voltage with the 24 volt panels, but you don't need, panel brings in power. It's going to bring it into here. So that isn't a big deal. You can use 12 volt panels. So we'll hook them into series and then parallel. So that's going to be on another video though, guys. On that note, guys, hey, make sure that you are subscribed. You hit that notification bell. They're just going to send you a little thing that says, hey, you put out another video. So that way you won't miss it. You're going to want to see that one. I really think more people need to go with these panels. Oh, and hey, first off, whatever you see here in this video, I paid for. Okay, I'm giving you my honest opinion on this stuff. Like I said, I went with LiTime because we know the batteries are outstanding. They're one of the top batteries for their pricing. As far as their equipment and so forth, I've talked with others. I have used their 12 volt stuff. Work like a charm. Okay, so that was 24 volt basics 101. The only thing that you're going to need to do is, because your trailers and your coaches all usually run on 12 volt. Okay, this is a step down from Orion, from Victron Company. I wanted to get this one because it's proven. Some of the other ones, they do have smaller ones, some cheaper ones. I'm going to be installing a 12 volt AC unit, so I want to make sure I got enough power. So guys, what this is going to do is just going to take 24 volts and take it down to 12 volt. That's all that does. Real easy setup. I'll show you how to do that. Hopefully that helps you out there. Okay, what we're doing here is I need to get a little more length out of the negative to the positive. We're going to go ahead and make a quick loop this way to catch a positive on the backside. This one here, we're going to make a bigger loop. This is kind of a thing that you really should have, is these wires getting to this box should be as close to the same length as each other. That way it plays well with the batteries. It charges the batteries better if there's multiple batteries and so forth. But it's just a good way to make sure that everything's going to work well and balanced. But I just wanted to make sure that you know, try to keep these cables as much as possible the same length, you know, for the whole thing. Okay, what I did here is, this is where the batteries go, of course. They're going to be standing up here. This is for the 12 volt power to go back into the coach. So that's going to go in and feed the 12 volt power. This will be the shore power coming into the inverter. This will be the AC power going out of the converter. This will be for the additional fast charger, which is this part right here. So this will be underneath where the charger is. So this is what it looks like. Kind of put a lot of stuff in this. All looks good. Got this here. We're all ready for this. This is your 12 volt coming out. This is a breaker for the 12 volt to go to the coach. This is your power 24 volt coming into it. This is your ground. You get your breaker for your solar connection. We have not put that up there yet. So that, like I said, that's another video. And then that comes into the PV section. So the rundown is you go to your shunt here, gives you access to what the batteries are doing, how they're charging, and so forth. Goes into a bus bar to here. Here we're going through an anal switch or an anal fuse, mega fuse from here through here, a main cutoff. So if I don't want battery going in here at all, that's where this is. So we'll go like that, turn it on, like that, turn it off. Next is your power bar here where you can run whatever you want for 24 volt. Or you come over here and tap off this if you want another 12 volt. Chances are I'm going to go ahead and tap off this when I run the lines for the AC unit. So that way it just comes right out of here. And we're all set. Everything's heat shrinked. This heat shrink I use, it has a glue in it. So if you see that, that's where it's kind of coming out. It heats on there, so it makes them really nice, waterproof and that kind of thing. Let's go get the coach done to get this thing ready to go in there. Okay, this is gonna be the 12 volt going to the coach. So I have to find a way to route it, which we figured we're just going to go ahead and route it on the frame going forward to the connection box. And then this will just go down to the frame for a ground. Sorry about breathing hard. I've been going in and out. Yeah, we just had to find a way to get that wire without pulling everything apart to go over there. So we're just going to go ahead and hook it to the normal 12 volt system that was in it, the battery up front, into that junction box there, which I'll show you here in just a second. So as you see, the wires come out of the battery box and come into this. And that's where we're going to hook this wire up, replacing the front battery wire. You got to be able to do things like that. A little difficult sometimes. Okay, that fits good. Everything goes in all right. And then underneath, that's where the box is going to go, this one. Okay, this is a power cord going in. We'll be replacing this. But this is our other, if I can get out of the sun. We're going to go ahead and put this through. And that's going to go like that. And see, that's where it comes in at. Okay, we got the next set in. Cleats here, doing it. My wife made these very nice straps that will go around the batteries, which I'll show here in just a second. And we'll strap the batteries in. Yeah, it just makes more sense. And getting the all the heavy stuff right here, it's closer to the axle, which is going to be right in here. We keep all the storage under the bed good. The wife is liking that. See? Okay, just to let you know what we're working in. 100 degrees right now. So it's kind of warm in here. And because we cut wires, we haven't hooked it up yet to get the AC running. It was a really big part of getting the major part of this going so we can be done with it.
Onto the pretty
stuff. And onto the pretty stuff. Let me go ahead and we'll get the batteries in. We'll show you what we're doing there. Okay, now that we got them in, I'm tired. Those are heavy. 86 pounds each, I believe. But well worth it. There's going to be a ton of battery power. But now we got to get that in right on top.
A river of sweat running down my butt crack. Kind of tickles a little bit.
Got a lack of feather on.
Oh, that sure made it easier.
Yep, that's a good one.
Looks like it's on the line that we made.
Yep. This is a little off, but It'll work. What?
That was my fault.
Why?
Because I'm the one that measured the line of where to put the stick.
All right. That'll be enough of that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there it goes before I start getting the rest knocked out. But this is what it's going to look like. And it's all kind of in this one little cabinet right here. Okay, now getting these up, just got this one. So we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of space for it. So we're going to give it about that much. Now this is already nice 30 amp wire. We'll get these papers cut off, but that way we can put the ends on here to run up into the inverter, and this is to power up the coach. And in the bag that goes with, I showed you earlier, but this will give you an idea, is they actually give you the lugs that you can use that are going to go up in there, but it also gives you the color. You have green, black, and white, and so they actually give you shrink wrap, which is the same color. That's kind of nice. Okay, so when we go ahead and put the lugs on, remember to only take off that much of the sheathing. Now, as you can see, these are nice tied up, shrink tubed on, everything's ready to go in. Just make sure they're loose. Then you want to make sure you have your ground, line, and neutral. This is your line, that's your neutral, that's your ground. Give them a good yank, make sure they're going to stay. Here we're going to go ahead and check, make sure this is putting out what it's supposed to. We're going to go ahead and touch the ground, and there we go. We got 13.31 for the DC side. Now, remember, it brings it back down to that voltage. And 26.35 on the other side. So that's how it steps it down here. We're all set. Need to go ahead and button this up. We'll get this turned on and see how we're doing. Real quick, let's go over here. Why do I have that ground off? With some of these, I want to show you this one here. They say you don't need to, but I do it on every single one, just to make sure that you don't get that spark. A lot of times on some of these, especially the older models, the standard just inverter, not a charger, and so forth, those there have blown capacitors and so forth. So it's just a real easy thing to do to pre-charge. And we're going to go ahead and use this contraption. You could also use a resistor here to do it. I'll have links in description for all this stuff, but I like using my bulb because it just works so well. Chingadera, and on with everything shut off. Watch this filament to come on. It'll come on and then it will stop after it's charged. All we need to do now is put the power to it. Make sure this is off. Everything else is off. Everything else is hooked in and cleared. I have this shut off for the 12 volt. Let's watch the bulb. There. It just primed it. So now you can take this off. You won't get that real bad spark that can blow out your capacitors. We're going to go ahead and take it to that. Now, when you're working with this, be very careful, guys. You take that off. Do a little voltage checking. So remember, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. It's just going to tell you when another video comes out that you might want to watch. It might be pretty cool, might be just something mundane. But I look at it this way. How many times have you went how to on YouTube? Maybe that's how you found us here. Definitely hit that notification bell, and please hit that like button. And if you could share the video, that'd be great too. Let's go ahead and keep going, and we'll get this taken care of. But I just wanted to show you all of it. We have not turned that on yet. I got just a couple more wires outside I want to hook up before I do that. We're going to see just by hooking that up, if it'll run the old AC. There is no soft start with this. I already looked at it. We're gonna see what happens. Under here, right here, is the switch to turn it on. Let's see what we got. So, let's go ahead and... Oh yeah. Well, who doesn't like that? Okay, anyways. So we got that there. Everything looks good. Output looks good. So that's got to be just idle. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot, guys. Dang. It took the hit. Like I said, there is no fast start on this. Or soft start, I should say. It's sucking it down though. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and plug in the shoreline and make sure that works okay. Okay, there we go. 116 volts coming in. It is charging the batteries plus the coach, and that's shore power. Okay, I was going through, just kind of feeling the wires. Everything feels good. They're not heating up. I'm liking it so far. Still blowing. This is just the Dometic refrigerator on without any propane. We're getting 11.9 amps at 311 watts. I can leave that on and it looks like 38 hours and 35 minutes before it ran out. But yeah, we as you can see, it's all almost right where it's supposed to be. Okay, there it is. Other than the solar, we're all set. I'll make a fake door right here to go and cover that with a vent on the bottom. But I tell you what, I worked the heck out of this thing. Talking about hours I've been on with the AC unit running. I'm so extremely happy with this setup. I tell you what, guys, having it in that little cupboard here, I mean, it's all right here. Really anxious to take this thing out. Hey guys, I want to thank you all for what you've done. All the subscribers, all the emails have been just wonderful. The support you guys have been putting out for me and Gwen, I think you guys are the fantastic ones though. Okay, and I do appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any questions or you want to know anything about us, post it, write it. You can always put it on the community page, but we like it when you do it on the videos or you email us or what have you. But yeah, we'll do whatever we can to answer whatever you need. And I just want to say thank you again. I can't tell you how proud I am of you guys and everything you've done. So until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Remember, keep smiling because it really is a great time to be alive. All right, guys. Goodbye. And Gwen, I heard her out there yell goodbye too. So, okay, we'll talk to you again.